So here's the thing. Here's the rub today. We're not talking about American news in today's Marketing Monday, but I have so many. I haven't done this in 2 weeks, and I have an insane number of stories I want to talk to you guys about. So I saved some interesting USA news that I could talk to a chat about. In fact, perhaps give me 10 minutes. Let's do a little mini Marketing Monday before the Marketing Monday. Americans only! Americans only! Let's do a quick one. American only Marketing Monday with bonus news stories that I want to talk to you guys about. Okay, wait, I'm getting an aw snap from my browser. Honestly, I don't get it. Is it so crazy to imagine that if you spend $5,000 on a PC, you should never have problems again? It's crazy. It's absurd. I can't wait to replace this Intel chip. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh, speaking of Intel, dude, Intel, I talked about this. Another 17,000 layoffs. Company in free fall, disaster. They took CHIPS Act money from the government and then used it on like bonuses and bailouts. We're getting to the point where there's discussion about the United States needing to bail out Intel because we need to have a chips company in America. Like, but Washington, D.C. is getting increasingly nervous that we're going to have a bankrupt chips company exactly when we need one for geopolitical. We're going to have to like nationalize Intel, dude. It's shocking. Or they're thinking about possibly merging it with Qualcomm or something to keep it alive because it's like non-negotiable that we need to have a chips company in America, and they're just being so poorly run. Similar with Boeing. We can't, like, Boeing is too big to fail. We can't lose our aircraft production industry. It's a problem. Additionally, do you remember how a few weeks ago I talked about the Amazon work from home ending and the chaos and protests around that, where I basically said this is a stealth layoff. Like, they are trying to get people to quit. They don't want to announce it as a layoff, but they're trying to get people to quit. Well, that is getting confirmed more and more by other companies that have done the same thing, including a huge accounting firm, KPMG, which said, hey, nobody voluntarily quit, so we're making it mandatory and we're firing you. They basically said, we went back to office and expected more people to quit. Not enough of them did, so we have to fire them. It's becoming more and more obvious that like that exactly was the case. Amazon doing the same thing, where Amazon's basically saying if enough managers don't quit from the return to office, then we're just gonna have to start firing people. Secondly, I wanted to mention a win, an American win. Listen, we talk a lot on this stream about investing and the right way to set up your money for your financial future. And some of you say, oh, I invested in this stock or that bond or that security, or I invested in this parlay or this gamba, or I bet on the election, right? These are all different ways you guys have set up your financial future. But that's not reliable. It's not stable. You know, you can't know exactly how safe your money is going to be in each individual one of these things. That is until the smartest person in America, a gamer, came along and realized all he has to do is take all of his money and invest in 24 years of PlayStation Plus. Because he noticed Sony kept hiking the prices, but he loves gaming. And he's like, I'm gonna play at least for 24 more years of gaming. So he just bought prepaid 24 years in advance of PlayStation Plus. And that way, all these price increases over the next 24 years will not impact him. He is inflation proof. And at the rate they've been increasing, he's probably getting like a 6% return, assuming he actually uses this, which is pretty impressive. Now, if PlayStation doesn't exist in 24 years, then you made a mistake, but kind of genius. Another thing, I talked about how Chili's supremacy remains true as TGI Fridays, one of Chili's big competitors, is announcing bankruptcy. TGI Fridays going out of business. Obviously, rip in pieces, you know, rot in piss. We don't care. We're all at Chili's having a good time. Chili's sweep. We don't care. However, the interesting business side of the story is what happens when a long-running franchise chain announces bankruptcy is apparently every single off and on kind of customer over the years who's acquired a useless gift card from friends and family digs it out of the couch cushions and makes a run on the restaurant. There's a $50 million run in gift cards of everyone trying to get their last bit of TGI Fridays gift cards out of this bankrupt dying company before it goes under, which is pretty fascinating. Smoke it if you got it, because they're thinking about not honoring this. I can't think of a more underwhelming gift to get than a Fridays gift card. I can think of a couple. Bro, I remember I think my grandma got me an iTunes gift card in like 2019. Like I hadn't touched iTunes in 15 years. Like something absurd. I'm not even sure where she got that. YTA ungrateful. Do you think I said that to her face? Of course I did. I let her know. I let her know. No, I just converted it to V-Bucks, to Robux. Oh, this was interesting. I don't know if this is a win or a fail, but I saw a graph that I thought was worth discussing with chat. This is on Reddit. If Europeans voted on our election, so if Denmark voted in our election, it would be 96% for Harris. Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Netherlands, Norway, Germany, Ireland, France, Lithuania, Austria. Those are all Harris favored. Then around here, when you get to like Eastern Europe, Slovenia, Slovakia, Moldova, Bulgaria, Hungary, Georgia, Serbia, and of course, Russia. 78% for Big T. What is the gray? Switzerland is other. Dude, even in this poll, Switzerland's neutral. They're the only one that has an other. That's funny. That one was interesting. Oh, dude, yeah. Do you guys remember the controversy around Chipotle, where everyone was saying their portion sizes got smaller? People started testing it. Eventually, a Wall Street firm sent an intern down there to buy the same bowl like 500 times to measure the different amounts and prove factually that some of the portions were smaller. Well, Chipotle realized they were losing customers and losing, brand image because of this controversy. So their CEO said, hey, we're going to ensure generous portions. We're going to make it happen. So they did it. They went back to the old portions, as far as I can tell. They tried to make everything bigger and chunkier and juicier. Then recently, I'm talking about like 3 days ago, they put out a report saying, hey, this sucks. It costs us too much money. Trying to make the portions consistent and generous is like hurting our profits. This is not fun at all. I thought that was interesting. Who'd have thought? It's almost like that's why you did it in the first place. Yeah, maybe cut the CEO pay. We got another article. This is my screenshot from my phone. Can I even show you guys this? I've made this argument that people probably blame inflation in the wrong places, but they are mad about it. And I get annoyed so frequently when articles come out like this, which basically are just constantly gaslighting people that why do consumers keep giving the economy poor marks, even though everything is great? Does no one notice? Does anyone writing these articles notice that this is happening consistently over and over across all demographics? There's a political bent, sure, but I mean, this is the same thing is happening. Like I found articles just like this in Canada. There's articles like this in Canada. There's articles like this in Australia. There's articles like this in China. There's articles like this in the UK. Everywhere, it's like everything's getting good. Inflation's lower. Why is everyone mad? And it's like, first of all, prices haven't gone down. They've just stopped stopped rising so fast. It's so frustrating. I'm surprised. It makes me confused why I don't see many alternate discussions. They're all framed through the lens of everybody is stupid. Oh, dude, I have to talk about, okay, last thing I'll talk about. So I actually interviewed a Starbucks employee who I play basketball with about this. If you guys are Starbucks users, I'm not sure that you are, you may have noticed the CEO, former CEO, Howard Schultz, announced a big push into the future of coffee before he quit. Right before he quit, he announced that they were getting into olive oil coffee, where they just pour slimy, thick olive oil into the coffee. Oleatos, okay? The Starbucks employee I was talking to basically told me that he had to come in on his day off. They had to give him a training, explain this new idea from the CEO, how is it going to be great for coffee. They had to taste test it. They all said it tasted slimy and gross. They said, what do we do if a customer asks us what we think about this? They said, you can't say it's bad. The worst you can say is it's not for me. It later comes out that the Starbucks CEO, Howard Schultz, was close personal friends with the company that was providing the olive oil. So he basically hooked up his friend to make a huge Starbucks contract. Then they launch it. It's a disaster. It doesn't sell well. He quits the company, pieces out, deuces, and now Starbucks is canceling it after spending millions to set it up in every store. It was like some random CEO bullshit where you're supposed to eat a tablespoon of olive oil each day. It's crazy. People act like the CEOs are just smarter and better, dude. People complain that shrinks triggered painful stomach issues. Anyway, I talked to the employee again, the Starbucks employee on basketball on Sunday, and he told me that they told all the employees, don't worry, we'll bring it back. We're just temporarily sunsetting it. I promise you that shit is not coming back. I promise you that shit is gone for good. By the way, if you're watching this on Big A Clips channel, reminder, you can get the new Nortel quarter zip and Nortel hats. Support Canadian fraud. It's like American fraud, but colder. Nortel, actually the biggest fraud in Canada history. Wear that merch proudly on your body and let the Canadians know you remember their greatest moments. They also have just a cooler logo. I gotta be honest with you. The Nortel logo just looks a little bit cooler than Enron.